So, you live in Yucaipa and you're looking for a dog trainer. That's great. We're going to walk through exactly how to find the perfect match for you and your best friend.
You know, we all want to have a fantastic life with our dogs. And here in Yucaipa, that means everything from just a peaceful walk around the neighborhood to maybe a trip up to Oakland. Good training isn't just about fixing bad habits. It's really an investment in having a happier, less stressful companion.
All right, before you even type dog trainer into a search bar, the very first step is to figure out what you actually need. The perfect trainer for a brand new puppy might not be the right fit for an older dog who's a little anxious, so let's nail down your specific goals first.
Your dog's age and background make a huge difference. For a puppy, you're focused on the basics, right? Socialization, potty training, all that good stuff. Then you hit that adolescent phase, and suddenly it's all about focus and impulse control. And hey, if you just brought a rescue dog home, remember that 3-3-3 rule. They need some time to settle in before you start any serious training. So what's on your list? What are the things that are really bugging you? Is your arm sore from your dog pulling on the leash? Is the barking becoming a little much? Maybe it's something more serious, like fearfulness or reactivity. Knowing exactly what you want to tackle is going to be a huge help because a lot of trainers actually specialize in these different areas.
Okay, so you know what you need and you've got your list of things to work on. Now for the main event. How do we actually find and choose the right person to help you get there? It really comes down to 3 simple steps. First, and this is a big one, look for a trainer who uses positive, reward-based methods. Second, check to see if they have any certifications. And third, get ready to ask some questions. Let's break these down.
Okay, so what is positive reinforcement? It's pretty simple, actually. It just means using rewards like treats, praise, or a favorite toy to show your dog what you want them to do. It's not about punishment or fear. It's about building a great relationship with your dog and making learning fun. Now, this is really important to know. California doesn't actually require dog trainers to be licensed. That means pretty much anyone can call themselves a trainer. That's why these certifications matter so much. Seeing letters like CPDTK or KPATCP after a name shows that this person has invested in their education and takes their profession seriously. For tougher issues like serious fear, something like a CBCCK is a very good sign. Think of this part like a job interview, but you're the one doing the hiring. A true professional will expect you to have questions and will be happy to answer them. So, what should be on your list? Here's a great list to start with. Really pay attention to how they answer that first question about their methods, and you also want to hear that they'll create a plan that's specific to your dog and your life here. And definitely ask about the total costs up front so there are no surprises. And speaking of costs, let's talk about the practical side of things. There are a few different ways you can do training, and the prices can vary quite a bit. So, your 2 main options are usually group classes or private lessons. Group classes are awesome for general obedience and getting your dog used to being around other dogs, and they're usually more affordable. But if you're dealing with a specific issue like anxiety, or if your dog just gets way too distracted, private lessons are probably the way to go. They're tailored just for you. So what can you expect to pay here in the Yucaipa area? This table gives you a pretty good ballpark for 2025. A series of group classes might cost a couple $100. Private lessons are usually by the hour. And then you have more intensive options like a board and train, which, as you can see, is a much bigger financial commitment. Once you've hired a trainer and you're making progress, the training doesn't stop. The real work happens in between your sessions when you're practicing out in the real world. So let's cover a couple of local things that will help you out. First things first, you've got to know the law. And in Yucaipa, it's super simple. Your dog needs to be on a leash in public unless you are in a signed designated off-leash area. It's all about safety for everyone, and it's a huge part of being a responsible dog owner. So where can you go to practice all these new skills? Well, you've got some fantastic spots right here. The Yucaipa Dog Park is a great, safe, fenced-in space to work on things like coming when called. And for practicing those leash manners, the trails at Wildwood Canyon or Oakland Preserve are perfect for teaching your dog to stay focused with real-life distractions around. And here's a quick pro tip on gear. Stick with a standard 6-foot leash. It really gives you the best control for training and safety on sidewalks and trails. Those retractable leashes can sometimes make it harder to teach your dog not to pull. You know, when it all comes down to it, this whole process is about building a better, more enjoyable life with your dog. A well-behaved dog makes every hike in Wildwood Canyon, every time a neighbor stops to chat, and every single day at home that much better. The work you put in now is going to pay off for years and years to come. I wish you the best of luck on your training journey.